Okay, good morning. Decided to start doing some video reviews for my trades. This is the first day, the first time trades for 17th of January 2024. Let's go over my plan and then let's go over the trades that I actually took. So clearly stated, I was looking for longs from the 47, 67 to 60 region. This was my line in the sand to be bullish above and bearish under. What we saw overnight that we opened on a gap down, so bearish by nature, but then we were right in this demand zone, and then I was looking for longs. I actually took two longs, one here and the second here. I had good reasons to do so, but then I was too much on this card. I kept on waiting for somebody else to do what I was doing, and I just did not follow my plan. I had a good plan, I had a good entry, but it's totally on myself that I did not end up following it. I just kept waiting on acknowledgement from other people, and then did not end well. But let's go over the reasons why I took the trade in the first place. So, trade number one, well, it started in my line in the sand, right in the demand zone. We can see heaps and heaps of absorption going on. So like the market opened up. This is the 5-minute candles. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half an hour. It's just loading up here in a 5, 6, 7 point range, very tight range, and then heaps and heaps and heaps of sellers, very aggressive sellers, but they're not getting anything for it. If you see it on a 30-minute footprint, you can actually see 15,000 delta, negative 15,000 in the first half an hour, which is a lot, but then what we actually got is just a 4-point, a 7-point range, and a 4-point close. I decided to take this first long here. Currently, my system says to take a long with a 10-hour change. This is for me to have, this is my confirmation in waste at this point of time. So I took this long here, but then I was waiting for somebody else to take this long, and they didn't take it at this point of time. I just became underconfident and I cut this trade out for break even. Same thing, and then the guy I was actually looking for, he took a long here, and then I did not take that, and then I was FOMOing out and I started to take this one here, and then I realized that I'm getting emotional, I'm not thinking clearly, and then just cut the trade off. Anyway, besides the emotional part, the reasoning for my taking the trade or looking for the trade in the first place is basically it being in the zone, tons and tons of absorption, and then just this reversal order flow. So you can see at the lows, it's like negative 3,500, negative 2,200. It's basically shit ton, negative 6k worth of delta. We can see it much easily on this one. The range, if we can, maybe going too far. Yep, right here. That's a lot of negative. That's a lot of aggressive selling, and it's not getting any follow through. Yeah, this would have been a good long. It would have worked out. It actually did not end up reaching the target. I was aiming for gap close, so even if I had taken the trade, it would not have reached the target. But having said that, this would not have been break even or a loss. The reason I would have taken it off before target is basically this. When we reach up here, you can see price stalling out. It was basically forming, it was compressing against the level, but the absorption at the top was so much. It's again, if you see right here, positive 2,000, positive 2,600, almost positive 5k without any follow through, positive 1,000, another positive 2,000 cumulatively, more than that, and then this candle comes in. It's actually a half an hour period, but this comes in completely reverses the order flow. You can see plus 2k. At one point of time, this was plus 2.5k, so plus 5k, and then it just turns it down. Like, I'm okay not taking this short, but because it's not in my plan, and currently I just don't take pure order flow based setups. So this is something for me that I would keep in my books for later. If I see more, maybe I'll add it to my playbook. At this point of time, it's not. But the reason I point this out is like, even if I'd taken the trade, it would have been a 7 point risk for an initial 14 point reward. But I would have taken it out at this point of time somewhere here, seeing all this absorption. So this would have been somewhat of at least a 10, 12 point gain, but because I did not follow my plan, because I kept on waiting on somebody else, this is what happened. Also, the wicks, so an important piece to the puzzle. When this was setting its low here and it was absorbing, the wicks actually put in a high, and then right at the resistance level, it started falling off. So all in all, this would have been a very, very, very good confident trade if I had followed my plan. I did not. This is why I'm here reviewing it, so that later I do not make the same mistakes. I can go and look at the shit that I did, and then hopefully improve upon it. So yeah, missed opportunities. I will log it in my opportunity costs, and then we'll see how it changes over the period of time. Okay, missing this thing. This was not my plan. This was not my setup, which is okay. Again, there was another opportunity here, but I just was not comfortable seeing all this selling, seeing all this absorption. There's something going on. Like if you see initially, why I was lacking confidence, like really strong selling at 47.65, very strong selling at 47.65. So it was very hard to be bullish under it. Even with the absorption, you're still somewhere within the middle of the selling, but that was the plan. There was enough confirmation. I should have just followed it and had a decent win out of my hand, which I did not. Now going to the third and the last trade that I took, this was not my plan. I did not take this. I'll wait for my levels to break and then retest. That's when I enter, I do not take breakout trades. That's just how I operate. The second trade, the last and the third trade I took on the ES was this short right here. So basically it broke my line in the sand. And then I was bearish underneath and I was looking for it. What I did well here was not FOMO through this thing and actually wait, even though it did not work out and this would have worked out. Waiting is a better thing, and I only entered on retest, so that is good. But then again, I was patient enough for this to test the low, and I was willing for it to not actually test the level. Again, a plus in my point, like I waited and I did. But there was few things that I missed or maybe I ignored, because I knew some things like ES was breaking to a lower low, but Wix was actually just putting a lower high. So Wix is basically divergent, which is not ideal. So contextually, Wix is still trading completely over its yesterday's range, which is bearish by nature, and then the ES is obviously on a gap down, trading below previous day's range, so they kind of match there. What I did not take, or what I did not consider or ignore, was the divergence that the Wix had in the null component of the trading. So basically, Wix was not going any higher than its morning highs, but the ES was breaking 10, 12 handles underneath its morning range. And then on top of that, you had this delta divergence. Like when it actually broke the level, there was some selling, but then it kept on falling. It kept on falling down without any selling, without any strong selling. Usually when you see a stronger breakout or breakdown of a level as such a key important level, you will see continued aggressive order flow coming in the direction that you want to go. And then you have a light profit taking pullback. But then I missed this part when I was looking to enter the trade. I entered the trade here and it was not working. That was when I was starting to think, okay, why this should be working immediately. Why is it not? And that's when I realized the delta divergence, the price is going down, there's no selling coming in. So basically how I see this, there are not that many bids to support the market, and then it comes right to the level to the tick where I expect a response. Basically, for some context, we are trading in a range at this point of time, so you can see it as a very big balance range. And over the last week, this has been a tighter range within that range. So last week we rallied off of this level after breaking this downtrend within the range. After breaking the downtrend within this range, and then there was this rally. The rally formed this demand zone here, plus there was this structural importance like resistance, 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 and then it was supported. So that was the reason it was line in the sand, and then the importance of 4760 breaking down was this would be a breakdown of the most recent balance range. Very rough to see here, but it is what it is. And then here we go. Selling never came in. The wicks was divergent. That was the biggest telltale sign. ES completely drowning, but the wicks not shooting for the stars, basically. And then the wicks rolls over to the midpoint of its days range, and then yep, the ES shoots up. So I took off this short for basically a 2.3 point loss, which is okay. The trade itself, there was no issue with it. I entered fine. The entry wasn't late. There wasn't many emotions. And then, even though I did not consider all this information while I was entering the trade, I did take it into consideration after. And then, yep, made a sound decision of it. And then, even though I realized that this wasn't a good shot, this wasn't a place for me to long, given all the selling, all the absorption, and then I just sat on my hands, which I think was a wise decision to take. And yep, those were all the ES trades that I took this morning. And then there was another trade that I took in the NQ. Very good setup, very good plan. I again did not follow it. Completely on me, getting cold feet. So basically, same story as the ES. Bound in a range for a few weeks, almost a month, and then there's a small range within the huge range. This level was important because this again marks the breakdown of this 3-4 days range. Break of balance ranges are important. They usually bring about continued excursion if broken properly and with force. So that's what we saw this morning. Open on a gap down, fall, make another supply zone to break this actual range. So I was very comfortable here. So there was actually double trouble. This already my plan level, which I plan to take a trade at, and then there was supply forming, further confluent with my trade analysis, and then I ended up taking this short here, cut it for a 10-point loss. Just did not want to go through that exposure, which is okay and not okay in some ways, but my bigger issue is because I got so many entries and so much confirmation after that I did not take the trade. So this was a big missed opportunity because if we see it through the footprint, I usually find it very difficult to read a footprint on the NQ. But then I've recently come across this thing like if you see a positive or a negative 1000 delta on a 5-minute or more on a 5-minute period, it's usually significant. It's more significant if it's on the extremes, and that's what I missed. I saw this positive 1k delta and it was coming in the zone, and then I saw these two red hammers and I was excited, ready to take a trade. What I missed that this was not on the extremes. it works best when it's on the extremes. It usually marks the pivot point. But I ended up stopping out here for a 9-point loss. No big deal. But then what I missed here, that no more buying came in after. Like, this was one strong push, another strong push, but the price didn't move up. It's stalled, it's in supply, it's stalling. Some buying at the top, but then red, completely reversing, trying to reverse. I should have entered anywhere here, or I should even got another opportunity. I just did not take it. That's a big missed opportunity and resulted in an 80-point drop. And yep, this is my review for today. So basically, the plans work. I need to be disciplined. I need to keep following the plan. And we'll be here back tomorrow to review some more trades. Hopefully, learn from them, become better, and be more process oriented. Thank you.